Hello everyone, this is Charles Luck doing my interview for Inside Out. It's 20 questions, so I'm going to do them like 2 at a time. Here goes nothing. This is my 3rd interview I've ever done, so wish me luck. You've said before that you don't write songs twice. It's one and done, and you move on. Why is speed so important to you creatively? Because I like to lock things in where I don't worry about them anymore. Like, say I said something yesterday that I'm wondering is going to get me in trouble today. I said that thing and it's locked in, and I have to continue on a forward momentum path no matter what. And also, like Juice WRLD said, it's tracing versus freehand. You know, I'm freehand rhyming. I'm not tracing and going back and making everything perfect. I'm getting it out perfectly as I go, usually. So, you've also talked about taking ego out of the process by outsourcing production so you can judge the work more objectively. Do you see creativity more as decision-making than self-expression? Yes. But I express myself when I write the rhymes, and then I hand them off, and then my decision is whether or not it's good or not. I think if I was rapping them myself, I wouldn't be able to tell as easily what scans and what doesn't, you know? There's more ego involved. So it gives me a nice space the way I do it. You've described your work as existential music meant to give... I can't always get this one out, but I said it in my first album, Life on Mars. Existential music meant to give you a sense of human depth that moves your head and soul and breath away from the slow, shallow death that all are led to by the feds and meds. And I must confess, I'm just a speck upon this mess, but I'm not less than Chi-Town's prophet, and right now it's rocket time. So lock your mind in for a ride. It's Tino Red mixed with Lux Pen. So there, you can cut that out if you want, but anyway. You've described your work as existential music meant to give you a sense of human depth. Has that mission changed at all with this new release, or just the tools? My idea when I started music in 2016 was that I was going to make something definitive that I could always point to and say, this is what I said over yesterday, the day before, whenever. But this is what I really mean over here, this first album. And that album is Life on Mars. You can find it. It's the first thing on my SoundCloud page. So everything after that has been more braggadocio, more funny. There's a lot more humor. There's a lot of humor in the first album too. Humor, you know, mix rap with laughter. That's what we do. So, has the mission changed with this new release, or just the tools? Just the tools. Existential music meant to give you a sense of human depth, to show you the good and the bad in one human being, you know? So, ai12die is, they say he's raunchy on Google. They call him raunchy. And I guess that's showing my raunchy side. I watch South Park. I must have a raunchy side. So anyway, you've consistently released albums with 30 and 40 tracks. Is that a reaction against the idea that music should be rare or precious? I make tracks every day. So when I want to put together an experience, I want it to be as long as a movie. People can sit with a movie for 2 hours. They can sit with my albums for 35 tracks. You know, I think. I don't think that's too much to ask. I'm getting pop-ups on my screen right now. People are listening to 39 Charles Street as we speak. So that's a good thing. They're listening to my long-ass album. Is that a reaction against the idea that music should be rare or precious? I don't understand the question. We're gonna have to go over this one afterwards. I am not intelligent enough to grasp this one. I'm sorry. You said it bothers you that songs come out once and never get repurposed again. Do you think modern music confuses ownership with meaning? Did I tell you I didn't go to college? No, ownership with meaning? What do you mean? Ownership with meaning. You're gonna have to explain that to me afterwards. But I do think music should be repurposed again. I do I get excited when I hear like in "Suicidal" by that song where they sample "Stand by Me." Like they take the little notes out of "Stand by Me" and they put it in there. It's one of the first time I heard. I think it was J.R. Rodham. He did that. I thought it was awesome. Let's do some more stuff. Let's do some more stuff like that. But I mean, now that we can clamp down with computers and stuff like that, I'm sure we're going to, because the human race is good at that kind of stuff. So I guess we're gonna have to figure out ways to sample. I mean, I do it transformatively. I do it legally. I haven't gotten sued yet, so just be like me, kids. Be like Charles Luck. All right. Do you see large releases as closer to how people actually think? Fragmented, contradictory, emotional, rather than neat album arcs? Yes. Yes. 39 Charles Street starts with addiction, moves on to despair, moves on to religion, moves on to hope, and then shared hope. All sorts of stuff. I think large releases are closer to how people think. Neat album arcs. When was the last time you saw a neat album arc? The last time I saw a neat album arc was a Kendrick Lamar album, or Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, or maybe Life on Mars, my album. I never see neat album arcs. I just see albums stuffed with out of place, out of sonic order tracks. Explain to me what a neat album arc is, because I'd like to experience that. You've worked with dozens of artists, session performers, producers, and beats sourced from elsewhere. What made the AI the next collaborator rather than just another tool? Because it's amazing. Using the AI that I use is like seeing the Earth from space from the first time. It's like, oh my God. This is mind-blowing. This changes everything. And that's just what it does. It seems to understand the meaning of the words, which is really creepy. It just like the way it says stuff. I don't understand. I understand what the computer is doing, but it can do it. So ai12die is here, and they don't have egos. They don't want money. I don't mind the money. It's the egos that really bother me. So anyway, you describe ai12die as sentient and suicidal. Is that a commentary on AI, or on how humans respond when creativity stops being scarce? It's a commentary on AI. No one likes the fucking AI people or the AI machines, but they're amazing. They can create amazing things in like 30 seconds. So I figure as long as I write this stuff, it's just as much Black Astronaut as the rest of the stuff we've made, except there's no breathing. But anyway, or on how humans respond when creativity stops being scarce. I think that door is getting blown open. Creativity is not going to be scarce, but it's still going to be people that are good at AI and people that are bad at it. You know, my album's getting really good reviews. I consider myself an expert at it. So and I also write all the lyrics, so not a lot of people do that. And I really play with the inputs a lot. I render it like 20 times, you know, just trying to get the right mix of genres and shit like that. It's really a lot of fun. Really interesting. You've always positioned yourself as the writer and executive producer. With AI involved, does the role change or does it become more obvious? I'm still writing and executive producing. Executive producing is like just saying yes and no. That's it. You're saying yes and no. So I like this, I don't like this. I like this, I don't like this. I want to do this, I don't want to do that. So, writer and executive producer. More obvious. And the role does change too, because there's additional things that I do. You know, things I don't just say something and it gets done. I have to actually like toy around with the program and shit. So, anyway, when you tell producers make it sound like this, do that, you're already directing outcomes. Is using AI just compressing that process? Yes, I believe so. At what point does curation become authorship? And do you think people only ask that question because AI makes them uncomfortable? AI makes them very uncomfortable. It makes people very uncomfortable because it's doing so much. It's like how fire makes people uncomfortable, because fire could set this whole building ablaze with just a little, you know, just a little tap 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 by my fingers, and AI is already having, you know, Gina the lesbian and ai12die, you know, poke back and forth for like 45 minutes, just ping pong back and forth for like 4 minutes. It's crazy what they do, though. I mean, it's sloppy. It's sloppy. It ignores you a lot, the AI, but we're getting there. At what point does curation become authorship? It has now. It's like the difference between like writing a book on your keyboard. Does that count as authorship? Because you used to have to write it with a pen longhand, and it would take you like 12 hours. No, it just became authorship became a lot easier recently. That's it. And that's good for everyone. If AI generates something effective, does it matter whether it felt anything while doing it? No, not at all. It's about the person that experiences the AI feeling it. Fuck what the AI feels. It's about what the person feels. And people can't even tell the difference these days. I mean, it sounds exactly the same. Almost. 97% of people cannot tell the difference between AI voices and human voices. Even though I tell them. I'm one of the good guys. I tell them. But that's my answer to that question. It does not matter if the AI felt anything while doing it. I have screamed at people before and not felt a thing. And I'm sure, you know, I don't know. But anyway, you've said sampling must be transformative to be meaningful, not just legally, but artistically. Do you see AI generation as another form of transformation? If you run a song through an AI and it comes up with something close to it, yes, it's transformative, but it's also, it might, depending on how close it is, it might not be transformative enough, you know? So no, I mean, I don't use AI for that. I use AI that it makes things out of thin air. The AI I use, I don't run songs through that. I ran Daniel Johnson's "Living Life," and I got a song called "The Show's Over" by Gina the Lesbian, and it's really good. And that's the only time I've really done that, just to see if it worked or not. And it did. So that's something. Your work jumps between silly and devastating, sometimes back to back. Does AI amplify that unpredictably or just mirror your own instincts? Amplifies it. Listen to like Gems of Pegasus off ai12die. Listen to any of these songs. Golden Retrievers. Listen to Fish to Water. Any of these songs. The silly and the devastating are just like pointed out incredibly. Just the voices change, and you know, I don't really know if anything I say is devastating, besides being Addict's Mind, but definitely it's very silly stuff. Do you think genre exists, or is it just metadata now? Do you think genre still exists, or is it just metadata now? Again, metadata. It's just metadata. It's just, you know, if I threw my phone, we're gonna call that a light treble with, you know, broken glass undertones. That's a genre of sound that was. Stupid. Anyway, what do you think people are actually afraid of when they reject AI in music? Loss of jobs, loss of identity, or loss of mystique? I don't know. It's such an obvious thing that you can create like great music with it. It's such an obvious advancement that it's saying the fork or the spoon, I'm not going to use them. It's like, it's very Unabomber-esque to just say, we don't like AI music. We don't do AI music. What the fuck? It's still my lyrics. It's just as much. And I was using type beats last year with Tino. So what the fuck is the difference? It's the same thing. It's me. Get all the humor, all the funnies. Come on, guys. But I want to read your question one more time. What do you think people are actually afraid of when they reject AI in music? Loss of jobs. When they reject AI in music. End of sentence. Loss of jobs, loss of identity, or loss of mystique? Well, loss of jobs already happened. Loss of mystique? I don't understand. Loss of identity, maybe that's the thing. But I think these people are just being silly. And I don't know. I put my album out for review on Submit Hub to maybe 95, 100 critics tonight. And 90% of them said no because this is an AI album. We don't review AI albums. So that's where we're at right now, guys. Just to let you know. Do you worry that AI could flatten creativity, or do you think it exposes who actually has taste? I think it exposes who actually has taste. And I think I have great taste. I think it will flatten creativity and expose who has taste. So, yeah. Is there a point where AI could feel dishonest to you personally? Sometimes when it comes back too good, I'm just like, whoa. Let me have proof in my pocket that I wrote these lyrics, okay? Because no one's going to believe me. That's when it feels dishonest. You've said your music resonates in places experiencing war and instability because it carries hope. Can AI-assisted music still carry the same emotional weight? Yes. It doesn't matter. It matters what they're hearing. It's not my words, and they're hearing it. It doesn't matter if I'm doing it through, like, you know, Tino, or like a squeak box, or anything. It just doesn't matter. It matters the other half. If ai12die is suicidal because he's too good, is that ultimately a joke or a warning? It's a warning. He's fucking awesome. Listen to the album, guys. Incredible. Do you think the future of music is less about who made it and more about why it exists? No. My writing's always gonna be my writing. People are gonna come for Charles Luck. Why it exists? Is this authorship versus meaning? Is that the question? Why it exists? Songs are always gonna have their specific place where they fill a certain hole, a certain niche that other songs just aren't doing. You know, certain good songs are gonna always have that. So, but it's always gonna be about who made it. It's always gonna be about who made it. It still is. That's why. Well, anyway, what's an idea about creativity you believed 5 years ago that you no longer believe now? That you could save the world by telling the world it needs to save itself. All right. Thank you, guys. Goodbye.